to go through the male reproductive models and everything that you need to know from the magic sheet for this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at a couple of the structures here. The first one is this structure right down here. This is called the seminal vesicle, right there. Then this tube that runs laterally is the ductus deferens. You could also call it the vas deferens. We're going to flip the model over. This area from this point to this point, so there's just a little stretch that you can see here on this model right here, is the ejaculatory duct. We're going to come back over to here. This area is the rectum. Coming back over here, you'll see this structure. And this is the prostate gland. Now, there's something you need to know that's not going to be able to be seen on this model. Instead, we're going to use these two over here, because there's another gland called the Cowper's gland, also called the bulbourethral gland, and you'll see it here on this model. So again, the Cowper's gland is here, and then on this model is here. And you're only going to be able to see them on these two models. Okay, the next thing, we're going to look at the testes, which on these models is the gray. And on this one it's also the gray on the bottom. A structure called the epididymis, which sits on top of the testes, right here, and right here. And then on this model, it will be indicated by this area here. The next thing you need to know about is the scrotum, which is the layer of skin that surrounds the testes. The ureter is the next thing to identify, and as you remember, the ureter runs from the kidney to the urinary bladder. On this model, the urinary bladder is this area in red, and this tube is the ureter. Coming back to the inside of this model, we're going to do, there are three different zones, and we're going to go over three different zones of the urethra. The first area of the urethra is the prostatic urethra, which is the area that runs through the prostate gland. The next short area from this point to just about this point is called the membranous urethra. And then from this point to the end of the penis is called the spongy urethra. Then the last two structures that you need to know, you'll see this area here that it looks a light blue or almost gray on this model. This represents the corpus cavernosum. And then this area in pink, it's down here, and it also extends just above the urethra here. This is the spongy urethra, the corpus spongiosum, and the spongy urethra runs through the corpus spongiosum. So again, that's corpus spongiosum. And then the last thing you need to know about is the glans penis, which is this area here, number 589. And the last thing is called the prepuce, which is the skin surrounding the glans penis. And that's it.